Hey everybody, so just wanted to give a quick update on my current position with BLDR. So it was, I did enter today. So today is Wednesday, April 5th. We saw a pretty big pullback today. So just zooming in on the day itself. So this is the daily time frame. We saw, like I said, a pretty big pullback here. Obviously, we saw a pullback yesterday, and it kind of stayed in this demand zone, but then it dropped more. And this is where I entered. I entered at the top here. I think 85.94 was my entry point. As you can see, my stops are right here. So I placed just a little bit below. I'm glad I did because, as you can see, it did actually go through my demand zone and bounced out. So I'm glad that I was able to leave myself a little bit of a buffer in that stop. Obviously, and just for the record, my logic was I'll just go below this candle here, right? So hopefully this is the start of a bounce up. A little nervous about it because if you look at this blue line here, there definitely appears to be a double top forming at 90.02. So to me, that's slightly discouraging. I had considered raising my stop. I don't know, what it will do in the aftermarket hours, and I don't know, what it will be when I wake up. But I'm going to take a look at it to see if I need to raise my stop. Because if you look from, let's see, from here, so again, I forget what day I said, I'm sorry, Wednesday, April 5th, not sure if I said Thursday, but when you look at Tuesday, that's a pretty big pullback on that day, opened at a little above 89.82, and then closed at 87.36. So a lot, pretty good drop there and another one. So I'm hoping that we see a bounce and we see it work its way back up here. My targets are 87.65 and 89.53, essentially, or that I believe I'm a little lower than that. I think I went to the top. But just to kind of take a look, really, because this is obviously the daily time frame. I'm also looking at the hourly time frame as well, just to kind of check out the price action there. So let me just zoom in a little bit. So this is what it looks like on the hourly. And so as you can see, the top of this, it obviously went through this demand zone. I'm hoping that if you look at the bigger picture, right, this puts me, if this is the low point, and this was March 24th, and this is the high point, this is a pullback that we're seeing that puts us, it does mean from this move up to here, it pulled back more than 50%. So I'm hoping we see a bounce here. Obviously, I don't know. I'll stop out here. So I'm not going to mess with my stop. I don't plan to anyways, but we'll look at kind of what the morning price action brings. And then, if I need to bring it up or if I get stopped out, I'm stopped out. It's a pretty good ratio. This one's a 1.03 as far as the R&R. This one's a 2.26. So, overall, again, it went lower than I wanted it to. I would have liked a quick little bounce here and up. So it is a bit discouraging, but I'm just going to stick with my position here. I'd love to hear what people think, if I should get out of it, if I should stay in it. Because, again, I am a new trader. I'm only a couple years in, and I'm new to supply and demand. So any experts out there, particularly with people who trade with supply and demand, I would love your input here, what the next move is. Right now, I'm just going to stay put. I entered, I lucked out that I put my stop lower than the very bottom of this demand zone. So hopefully we see it, climb back up, and I believe, I think if it tries for this new high, it doesn't even have to get all the way up there for me to hit my target, and we'll see. Or it will just, come down. So I guess what I'm hoping is to see, something like so. you know, and then who knows what it'll do after. I don't really care at that point, you know, because then I'm out of it. But, you know, you never know. It could all, you know, obviously that's, I'm hoping, because that would take up both my targets. But again, that's just something where, as I look at it, that's where I'm at. So, you know, hopefully it ends up being a green trade, but we will see. Like I said, though, the ratio itself, 1.03 on my first target, and then 2.26 on my second target. So it's a good setup. You know, we're seeing in the longer time frame, we're seeing, you know, it from low to high, a nice little pullback, just a little bit more than halfway down, and it's starting to show signs of a bounce. So we shall see. But anyways, that's my current status with BLDR. Hopefully that ends up well. I ended up taking 2 day trades today. Real quick, let me pull that up. Overall, I was red on those trades. I was experimenting with BURU because that was a high momentum trade. It had a lot of momentum. I forget exactly what it opened at. So I tried that trade. It's from what I've learned, supply and demand isn't a great strategy for those lower price stocks. I think it opened up at one point in the pre-market it hit 7. It's now closed at just above 4. So I took a very small loss there, just, you know, was testing it out, and essentially neutralized that loss. I took a trade with LMNL. Again, same deal. I just used this scanner to see if I could get some stocks that were on the move up, and just to experiment with supply and demand with those stocks. Ultimately, it kind of kept me neutral. So with this trade, you know, right now I'm up, not a lot, less than 1% up, but up is up, green is green. So we'll see what happens. But anyways, that's the current status on BLDR, and overall my day was green. Very, very minimally, but green is green. All right, take care, everybody.